My friends, welcome back to the channel. We appreciate the support. So, welcome to the JH6 channel, a channel where we talk about God, guns, gear, political issues, and things like this. What did I title this message? How to survive a terrorist attack? Because I was thinking about this based on the, recently we just had a terrorist attack in Spain, right? And I'm going to read some stats here. But before I get into that, let me just give a shout out to Mateo because he's in the house and he's actually early. Finally, you called me live, man. That's good to have you in the comments. So if you're in the comment, definitely put comment section. If you're watching in the replay, let me know as well. Let me know what you think and, start a conversation. So big shout out to everybody out there. Helping is in the house. Candace in the house. A couple of guys are in the house. A couple of guys are going to be watching. Rooster P is in the house live. We appreciate your support. Check it out, guys. Before I get into this video for however many minutes I'm going to talk here, check out a couple of things that I want to share with you guys. First of all, Cmax. He's a channel here in YouTube. And, the guy was diagnosed with cancer. So there's a lot of good YouTubers here that are trying to collect money. Right, I said it. I said money. So I put a link down below. If you feel that you want to donate for Cmax, definitely go ahead and donate to his race fund. Now, I'm not really familiar with his channel. I haven't started watching, I just recently started watching his videos. But nevertheless, there's a lot of good YouTubers that I've been watching here for years. And they pretty good buddies with Cmax. I lived for a while. So if lived for a while, say he's a good guy, to me, he's a good guy. So I just went up there. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I donated a little bit of money. So definitely do that if you feel like doing that stuff. Now, the other thing, also, give me a second here. Abaddon Apparel is selling t-shirts as well. So if you want to buy a t-shirt, I'll put a link down below. Whatever whatever amount of money he collects, he's gonna donate it to Cmax, and that's gonna help him out with all the expenses that he has. And just know, sir, if you're watching this video, prayers your way. We're praying for you, and we just gotta believe it. When we pray, we have to take authority, and that's what I've been doing, taking authority in the name of Jesus and praying for healing. And I mean, it's going to be amazing. I know God works mysterious ways, and, God can do anything. And I have experienced that myself in my walk with Christ. So let me see who's out there. Pastor Charles in the house. Tree Hawks, what's up? Hoss V11, hey man, good to see you here. You're awesome, dude. I just gave you your official first thumbs up. Thanks. Yeah, if you guys like this type of videos, definitely like it and stay subscribed, because this is the kind of video that YouTube doesn't like. This is the kind of video that they hate to do when we do them. But here's the deal. Spain. And I've been in Spain. Actually, I've been in Cartagena and I've been in Rota, Spain. And I actually had a really good time when I went there. But obviously, just a couple of days ago, we had a terrorist attack and, over killing at least 13 people and from 34 different countries. So 13 people from 34 different countries and injuring more than 80. So obviously between 13 and 80, 93 from 34 different countries. That's crazy. And the way he did it was that he rented a van and he just went, driving through all this, places where a lot of people hang around to visit and things like this. And he just started running people over. I mean, horrible situation. Horrible situation. One of those things that it's just unbelievable. And it's just a horrible situation. So here's the deal. How do we deal with this stuff? And a lot of times I want to be really careful about this, because some people get really into this and they get so much into this that the terrorist is already winning. One of the things that terrorists are doing is causing pain, right? Causing terror in your life, is making you, they're trying to make you scared, right? So it's not only the physical killing you or killing somebody or injuring someone, is the fact It's really the fact that they want to mess with your mind. You know, we saw that in September 11. We saw that in many different situations where, to the point that people don't want to go out. You know, there have been terror situations where people are so scared that they stay home. They don't even want to go out to work. They don't even want to continue with their life. If we remember the guy back in, some of you guys probably help me in the comments, but one of the guys, the sniper, I think it was in Virginia, years and years and years ago. You guys probably remember that guy was shooting people from his trunk. I think it was him and his stepson. I mean, it was so bad that people wouldn't even put gas. People wouldn't even come out of their houses because this dude was hanging around and just shooting people from the back of his car. He would lay down from the inside of his car to the trunk, and he had like a small little hole there where he would stick the rifle and, you know, start shooting through that little hole, right? So again, terrorists are trying to terrorize you to a point that you don't even want to get out of your house. So to me, I got to be really careful, because when I see people talking about this, it's like, if I get to a point where I don't want to do anything because I'm scared that something's going to happen, they won already. I mean, that's it. They won. You know, when they get into a point that they're terrorizing you to a point where you don't even want to go to work, I mean, they are winning. So I like to continue with my life, guys. Seriously, when people ask me this kind of question, I like to continue with my normal life. Like Pastor Charles says, if you give up your normal life, they have already won. We need to make them fear. Yeah, no doubt. So I like to continue with my life. That's what I do. You know, I'm not scared of going to work. I'm not scared of taking my kids to school. I'm not scared of that. You know, I do a lot of prayer. I pray for my children. I pray for my wife. I pray for for the city. I pray for people, my friends, all that stuff. But I'm not really scared of going out, because obviously, you know, if I get terrified, like I don't even want to go anywhere, it's like, boom, you know, I'm done. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of what I'm kind of getting to it. You know, I'm trying to follow here. Some of the comments are coming really fast, and I don't want to miss them. But here's the deal. So typically, what I want to think, or what I want to do, is that I want to be smart too, right? So again, I don't want to be scared, but I don't want to be stupid about it. You know, I don't want to put myself in situations that is going to be really, really bad. So for example, you know, guys traveling overseas, I mean, it's great, you know, and I tell my wife this, it's great to go to, I don't know, Spain or France and things like that. But I always tell people, you know, United States is a beautiful country. I mean, again, guys, I'm not trying to be cheap. I'm not trying to like not spending money. It may sound that way to my wife, but I'm saying the United States is full of beautiful places. You know, recently we went to Georgia and we had a great time in the cabins. Some of you guys that have been here in the channel for quite some time, so you guys remember seeing some of those videos that I recorded there and some of the pictures and things like that. So there's beautiful places, but if I had to go out of country, if I had to go to a place that, you know, that I want to visit, I tell you right now, going to places like Afghanistan is not a good idea. I mean, I know, you know, some of you guys will say, yeah, no doubt, man, it's not a good idea. It's definitely not a good idea. Going to some of those places right now is not a good idea. And one of the things that I like is that actually here at Homeland Security, if you go to Homeland Security webpage, I want to say it was the Homeland Security, there's a section there where you could see the countries and you could actually see what's going on. So that will be something that I would recommend you to do. Actually go into that website and see what's going on, because some of those countries that you may want to visit may not be a good idea and may not be in the news. Now, like, I'll give you an example. Nowadays, everybody wants to, let's say nowadays, everybody wants to go to Colombia or a country down there. I mean, there is a possibility that you get kidnapped. Colombia, Mexico, places like that. But those places are not really in the news. I mean, you're not listening to a lot of news coming up from there, right? So, but still, those are places where it may not be a good idea for you to go, because there's a possibility somebody's going to kidnap you, and next thing you know, you're getting killed or you're getting sold in the human trafficking market, right? So you got to go to the website. You got to go and see some of those things, and you got to go and check it out and be prepared for that. Now, I got to tell you something else. Once you leave the country, you are pretty much on your own. I mean, you most likely not going to speak the language. You don't have the tools that you really need to have. You know, you don't have a firearm. You don't, in some places in Europe, it's illegal to carry a knife. I mean, you may find yourself in a situation where you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if something happened, you don't know the location. Think about this. If you don't really know the location, it's gonna be a lot of trouble, you know? So you may find yourself in a really vulnerable situation. So again, to me, leaving the States may not be a good idea, you know, right now. To me, maybe you want to go into like a place like, I don't know, like Utah, Colorado. Man, have you seen the mountains in Colorado? They're gorgeous. I've seen some videos here that I'm like, whoa, they're just gorgeous. So, you know, Georgia, in the cabins that I went up there in the mountains, it was gorgeous. Pick a place to go in the United States, people. That's my point, you know. But if you want to do it, just be informed. Like I said, going to some of those countries may not be a good idea. So here's the deal, guys. I would definitely educate myself if I want to travel. You know, definitely would educate myself on what kind of groups are operating there, what kind of people are there, what kind of, you know, what's going on. And I know it's going to sound kind of crazy because you want to go to France to see blah, 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 and to go and have dinner. You don't want to go into France and be looking at, you know, let me search what terrorist group is trying to kill me. Obviously not. But the reality is that it's happening. Look what happened in Spain. France happened in a couple of terrorist attacks last year, I want to say. Some really big one where a lot of people got killed. You don't have the ability to carry your gun. I mean, it's just crazy. But here's the deal. Big shout out to everybody putting comments and you guys talking to each other. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you guys. So, but here's the deal. United States. We are living in a country right now that it's getting scary, really, really scary, because we are getting into places where you know, we have to be politically correct. You know, we can mention some things because someone is going to get offended, right? And some of the things that we're seeing nowadays is crazy. You know, just recently we saw the whole KKK versus Black Lives Matters or something. Huge stuff in the news, people arguing back and forward. And I mean, it's just crazy. It's constantly things like that. It's constantly riots and it's constantly issues going on. And I'm going to tell you something. I want to say that I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to terrorists, right? Actually, you know what? And not to brag or anything, but one of those certificates right there is for counter-terrorists from college, right? And the fact that I went into combat and I dealt with that. But to me, it's simple. If you have people that are destroying your city and destroying your personal property and terrorizing you to the point that you cannot even leave your house, like, you know, the riots that happened in Ferguson, to me, those are terrorists. Because when you are to the point that your car is being burned and you're scared for your life, not only physically, but mentally, psychologically, they're messing up with your head. To me, they're just terrorizing your life, right? But, you know, some people may have different opinions. Some people may have different ways to think about this. But here's the reality. Situational awareness. Very, very critical, guys. Situational awareness. We talk about this for concealed carry. We continue to talk about it. Situational awareness. You got to be on point. You definitely got to be on point. You got to be making sure that you're making the right decision. I mean, if you see something that you don't think is okay, maybe it is a good idea to walk away. Always walk away. You know, the best way to win a firefight is not to get yourself in a firefight. The best way to survive a terrorist attack is not to be in a terrorist attack. Walk away. Walk away, right? I'm going to tell you one that people are going to be like, people are going to flip out about this, guys. People are going to flip out about this one. I'm probably going to be getting some hate about this, but I'm going to say it because, I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't make any money out of this video. YouTube will demonetize this video right away because it has the word terrorist. And And I Jump said, Jarheads want to go skydiving. Are you crazy, man? I ain't jumping out of airplanes. My wife been trying to get me to skydive for like years, man. Years. I ain't jumping out of an airplane, man. That's a side note right there. Big shout out to Tyler East. Is in the house. Mattel. Tyler East is in the house. But here's the deal. I'm going to say one that is probably going to upset people. Profiling. And yes, I know it's not like a political correctness, or maybe consider for some people racist, or some people may not like the fact that you may do that, but they do it in the military. They totally do it in the military. If you are in combat and you have a kid that meets the criteria of a terrorist, you have to be careful. If you have a car in Afghanistan and the car has the windows blacked out like a lowrider, and it's kind of low to the ground, most likely it's a car bomb. So based on that, if you look like a terrorist, or if you look like one of those guys that is a criminal, and you act like a criminal, you behave like a criminal, you walk like a criminal, you dress like a criminal, most likely you are a criminal. And if you get offended about that, I'm sorry, but you look like a criminal. I mean, it is what it is. I get some people that get offended about this, and to me it's like, wow. You know, just recently I call a lady sir, and I felt bad about it. I really did. I was like, I can't believe I called this lady sir. And then she walked away, and immediately I was like, why would I feel bad? She looked like a man. She had short hair, she had jeans, she had a shirt just like me. She looked like a man. So I'm sorry, you know, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be unpolite. I don't want to be like a mean person, but I call you sir based on the fact that you look like a sir. I mean, does that even make sense? I mean, I'm sorry, you know. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You look like a dude, man. So, and now because physically you were born that way, is because you made the decision to look like a guy. So if you look like a criminal and people consider you a criminal, or get kind of scared or walk away from you or something, don't get insulted. I mean, that's the look you're going for, right? So, you know, don't get insulted. I mean, that's just it is what it is. Some people won't like that. Some people will be like, well, you know, and obviously, but I mean, you know, if I go out there right now and I dress like a girl, what would I be? I mean, it is what it is. So, which you're not going to see me dressing like a girl from all the funny videos that I do. So situational awareness, okay? Profiling. And again, you know, I don't want you to think about this to a point to be an open card to harass people, you know, to take people's right. People have the right to dress however they want, okay? So that's the reality, and people have the right to do whatever they want. We live in a free country. So just because somebody, you know, look for a specific way, you're not going to call the cops and be like, oh, you know, obviously there need to be some suspicious activity. So don't take this the wrong way. Someone will take it the wrong way. So here's the deal. Develop a safety plan. I keep talking about this constantly. Develop a safety plan. Talk to your family. I just recently talked to my boy about an active shooter situation, what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So I just recently had that conversation with my boy Matthew Johnson's in the house. Semper Fi. I Jump in the house. Semper Fi. Mattel is in the house. Who else was a Marine? I can't remember right now that I seeing in the comments. Semper Fi to all the Marines out there. Semper Fi to everyone. You guys are great. But if you're a Marine, put rod or yacht in the comments. But you guys are great. But, you know, develop a plan. Where to meet, what to do, when to do it, what to do, who to call. You know, ultimately, you have to have a plan in place, and ultimately you have to have the conversation. But at the same time, I don't want you guys to flip out about this. You know, it should not take over your life. Like Pastor Chow said at the beginning of the stream, says, hey, you know what? Live your life normal, okay? And he knows this, and we know this. The spirit of fear doesn't come from God. The spirit of fear comes from the devil. So just, you know, side note into that. iJump said, bro, let's do a collaborating and let me take you skydiving. No, dude. So a couple more things that I want to share here. Avoid crowds. Obviously, avoid crowds. Terrorists tend to target crowds, and the reason why they're doing that is because terrorists are trying to terrorize people. So they're trying to have mass casualty. It is a game of how many people can they kill, because the more they could kill, the more that they could claim to be done, the more that psychologically could mess with the people. If they only kill 2 guys, regular people will be like, eh. But if they kill, 40, 50 people like they did down here in Orlando, obviously it takes more. So carry your proper EDC gear. We continue to talk about this, guys. If you don't have a gun, you have no choice. If you don't have a gun, you have no way to survive. If you don't have a gun, you will not make it. You cannot fight someone that has a gun. I always remember that old movie from, oh man, I forgot. You guys write it in the comment. The dude with the sword, and he's like spinning the sword, and Harrison Ford take his, Indiana Jones, there we go, take his pistol and shoot him and kill him. You can't fight someone with not a gun, right? And obviously, practice your plan. Practice your plan. I keep talking about this. Practice your plan. Have a plan. Practice your plan and develop little things that you could put in your plan that is going to help you out. People want to have the conversation about this, and I want to have the conversation too. But the reality is that this is a long conversation. We could talk about this for 30 days in a row. You really need to establish a plan, and you really need to continue to work in your plan. It's not done. Your plan is going to be, revised 1, 2, 3 times until you get to a point where you could potentially say, okay, I'm really happy with my plan. This is what we're going to do. And then every few months, you look at your plan and go ahead and readjust from that, right? But there are some things that you want to have. You want to have situational awareness. You want to have, you want to avoid crowd. You want to hang around with the right people and walk away from the wrong people. You want to have practice. You want to practice that plan. You want to carry your EDC. You want to have the right mentality. I talked about this recently, that if I think it was in the live stream that I did, last one that I just did, that if you and your wife are not in the same page, you're going to be in trouble. If something happened and your wife, or your husband, whatever, is not ready to take action and to defend their family, you're going to have issues. And, and the reason why I say that is because I hear Christians saying all the time, if someone comes into my house and kill me, it's okay because I'm going to heaven. And I always think to myself, where in the Bible it says that it's okay for somebody to kill you? It doesn't say that. And plus that person is going to kill you and kill your kids. And we have the duty to defend our family. That's kind of what I'm going down with that, But you got to have a plan. Communication is a big piece. What do I do, when to do it? But ultimately, the best way you survive any type of attack is to run away. Run for your life. Run away. You're not a police officer. Got it? You're not a cop, unless some of you guys are watching a police officer. You're not a police officer. You're not an operator. You're not a Navy SEAL, unless some of you guys watching are. Maybe 1 or 2. There's some Marines out here in the chats that have done amazing things, and we appreciate the service. So not only Marines, Army, military guys, Navy guys, military guys that have done great things. We appreciate that. But we know that. The best thing is to run away and call the authorities so they could take care of business. That's the way I look at it. Now, some people may have the moral responsibility or may feel morally that they have to come back and help. I'm not going to argue that point. If you feel morally that you need to come back and help after you protect your family, that's up to you, brother. And you know what? I wouldn't even blame you, because me personally, feel that if I'm there and somebody's killing someone, I just can't stay just there, Excuse me. I'm gonna want to help out some kind of way. So, wicked sensations in the house. Mateo, we got problems now. Great guy. Always good supporter of the channel here. All right, so Wicked say, hey, Tyler, long time no see. I just said that, Wicked, man. I guess Tyler is too good to hang around with us. That's just how he hangs around. Subject says, I have been waiting 6 months for my pistol permit to go through. Man, 6 months, that's a long time. I'm getting a G19 with a TLR1 A shell after watching your videos. Cool, man. That's a cool setup. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good gun. Let me see some of you guys come in here. Mr. Coldwater Canyon said, let's say try to avoid conflict. I mean, exactly what I said, the best way. Try to avoid conflict as much as you can. Hoss V11 says, we have to think and act alike. There is no hesitation in a dire situation. Yeah, man, you got it. But you know what? And this is the thing that we've been talking about. How do you think and act alike? You have to spend time together. You have to train. You have to talk about it. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here. You know that, but I'm just saying overall to viewers that are watching, you have to be able to spend time together practicing, to the point that not only you know this guy's ability, you know his capability, you know his disadvantages, his vulnerability, you know what he's going to do. We even knew guys in combat that we knew that when it went down, we couldn't count with that guy, and it was proven, and it is what it is. We had a couple of guys that talk a lot, but when everything went down, they... some of them didn't make it. They cry like, I don't want to say little girls. That would be kind of bad, but. All right, so iJump says, sub, I am editing a vid from my last. All right, cool, man. Cool. Got it. All right, so I'm about to. Mr. Coldwater and Kenya said the whole family shoots together in golf. That's awesome. Here's the deal, guys. I'm about to cut this off here. We have to live on life. We have to live our life normal. And I know a lot of guys come here and they get into a lot of conversation. A lot of us think alike, and it's good to talk about this, and it's good to compare pistols and talk about caliber. I mean, to me, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, but at the same time, we have to live our life. We cannot live in fear, because if we live in fear, the enemy already won. So we have to continue with our life. I don't really live in fear. I live my life every single day. I go to work. I don't really think about that. But if something happened, we have had that conversation, and we have had the conversation. And again, things are not going to go the right way. Just because you have a plan doesn't mean it's going to go the right way. It's probably potentially going to go completely the wrong way. But if you have what we say in the Marine Corps, if you adapt and overcome to a situation, you'll be all right. If you're willing to make decisions, if you're willing to change fast and make a decision fast, you're going to be okay. And a lot of times, in order to get to that level where you could readjust and make a decision fast, that means that you got to prepare yourself even more as the leader of the house or as a leader of your team. I just recently had a conversation with a guy, and he told me, and I thought it was pretty interesting what he said. He said, if you're not at 100%, how are you going to make it? Really, how are you going to make it? How are you going to support everyone else? So I'm trying to work to be at 100%, because if I'm at 100%, I can make it. If I'm at 100%, I could come down and lead better. If I'm good at 100%, like I'm saying, I could come down and lead my family in a better way. So a lot of times people try to, I want to make my wife do this. If your wife doesn't want to do A, B, and C, it's okay, man. You cannot force her, okay? You can't force it. Just be better, so when something bad happens, you have that extra percent to be able to help, your family. So let me read some of the comments here, and then, we continue. Lamar Jackson said, you don't fear it because you're armed. JH6. Yeah, that's true. Most of the time I got a gun. So, and I got Jesus. Second down, Mateo. Okay, let me see. Tyler said, do you have scheduled chats? No, man, I haven't scheduled anything. I haven't dedicated myself to anything because you know what? Recently, YouTube being upsetting me, and it's just, the whole platform is just upsetting me, and I've been kind of disgruntled. That's the truth. I don't want to lie, but I may do, but I just, you just showed up here. I haven't seen you in a while. I just moved. So this is the new place where I'm staying. This is the new background. I've been doing a lot of live streams because I haven't had the opportunity to record. I do have several things that I have to review. So there's going to be stuff coming up with that. And I think not this Thursday, next Thursday, we're going to go to the range, me and Tactical Man. So we're going to be doing some shooting out there. Matthew John, hey, man, I still owe you some stuff. I know I'm going to send you some something in the mail, so just stand by, man. You and somebody else, I got some stuff. And, oh, man, Hector said, I messaged you on Instagram the other day with a question. Yeah. And I told my wife to check my Instagram, and I kind of forgot. All right, I don't know, man. Can you message me, you too? I don't really know how to go into Instagram. Okay, I'm going to ask my wife again. Okay, I'll promise. You have to tell me this like 10 times. I promise that I will ask my wife. By tonight or tomorrow, I will answer your question, brother. Tac Chef 40, hey, man, good to see you here. And then Allman says, love the video, JH6. Thanks, man. We appreciate you watching. So, all right. So, don't forget to check out Cmax. Donate $1 or $2. All right. Don't, if you could do it, do it. The guy's a good guy here in the gun community. I just donated some money to him, and, he's going through a tough time, and it's good to help people. It makes you feel good when you give to someone. Again, I don't want to tell you what to do with the money, but it's good to help them out. If you don't want to donate and you want to buy a t-shirt, check out Abaddon Apparel. And again, he's selling some shirts, and there's a shirt there that is for Cmax. You will see it on the website, and all the proceeds is going to go to him as well. So if you want to get a t-shirt in return and get a couple of bucks, that's another choice as well. Let me see the last question here. 153-259 says bigger house. Yeah, brother, bigger house, really nice. And I mean, it's just a gorgeous house. I'm loving it here, man. And the good thing is that in the back, I have like now, not a canal, but it's like water back there. So hopefully I don't get any alligators coming in. But the good thing is that I could stand back there and I could do some testing with flashlights, or I could record myself with guns, and I don't have my neighbor looking at me because I'm holding an AR-15 outside my house. You get what I'm saying? So it will be better for me to do that stuff. So Mateo just erased some message. I love Mateo. I gave some of you guys have settings where you could erase message and all that. I love when you guys do that stuff. You guys help me take care of the channel. That's what I'm talking about. So let's see. Lamar says the Bible says to give as well. No doubt, man. It's better to be a giver. So all right, so I'm out of here. Appreciate the support. Stay tuned because we got a lot of videos coming up. And as always, guys, God is in control.